If you are listening to this, you are likely carrying a heavy, invisible weight. It is the weight of confusion, of deep emotional exhaustion, and of trying to make sense of something that was intentionally designed to never make sense. You have probably spent countless hours replaying conversations in your mind, wondering what you did wrong, what you could have said differently, or how you failed to keep the peace. You might feel a deep, lingering ache in your chest, a sense that you have lost a part of yourself in the process of trying to hold everything together. That feeling is real, and it is completely valid. But before we go any further, I need you to hear this clearly. You were not the problem. The exhaustion you feel is not a sign of your weakness or a failure on your part. It is the completely normal human reaction to being in an environment that was fundamentally unbalanced, unfair, and manipulative. You were not broken. You were simply subjected to a psychological system that was designed to break you down. To understand why this happened, we have to look past the surface of the arguments, the silent treatments, and the hurtful words. We have to look at the underlying psychology of the person who inflicted this pain. The truth is, the relentless effort to break you was never about your actual flaws or mistakes. It was about their profound internal fragility. At the core of this dynamic is a complete inability to tolerate a reality where they are not in absolute control. When someone has a fragile, underdeveloped sense of self, they cannot generate their own self-worth or emotional stability from within. Instead, they rely entirely on external sources to regulate their internal state. You became that source. But because their internal world is so unstable and empty, they cannot handle a partner who is whole, independent, and emotionally secure. Your strength, your healthy boundaries, and your very existence as a separate person felt like a direct threat to their illusion of superiority. Therefore, the goal was never to build a genuine, mutual relationship with you. The goal was to dismantle your reality so that you would fit neatly into the role they needed you to play to keep them feeling safe. This dismantling usually begins in subtle ways, often so gradual that you do not notice it happening until you are already deep inside the trap. It starts with the devaluation phase. This is when the person who once seemed to adore you begins to find fault with everything you do. It might be a subtle comment about your appearance, a harsh criticism of how you handle your work, or a quiet dismissal of your feelings. They might tell you that you are too sensitive, too dramatic, or simply not good enough. The psychology behind this is straightforward and calculated. By systematically lowering your self-esteem, they ensure that you begin to doubt your own judgment and perception. When you doubt yourself, you naturally look to them for guidance, approval, and validation. You start walking on eggshells, constantly monitoring your words and behavior to avoid triggering their disapproval. The effect this has on you is profound and damaging. It creates a state of chronic, low-grade anxiety. You begin to feel as though you are losing your grip on reality because the person you trusted most is constantly telling you that your perception of the world is wrong. This is not an accident or a communication issue. It is a deliberate strategy to make you dependent on their version of the truth. As your self-doubt grows, the next phase often involves isolation. This does not always look like them explicitly forbidding you from seeing your friends or family. Often, it is much more insidious and harder to detect. They might make subtle, negative comments about the people you care about, planting seeds of doubt about their intentions or loyalty. They might create unnecessary drama or sudden emergencies that require your immediate attention whenever you try to spend time with others. Over time, you find yourself pulling away from your support system, either to avoid the inevitable conflict with your partner, or because you feel too drained, embarrassed, and ashamed to explain what is actually happening at home. The psychological reason for this isolation is total control. A manipulative individual knows that outsiders can see the truth. Friends and family might point out the red flags, ask difficult questions, or offer you a much-needed reality check. By isolating you, they remove any competing voices or perspectives. They become your sole source of information, your only judge, and your only comfort. The impact this has on you is a deep, suffocating loneliness. You feel trapped, believing that no one would understand or believe you if you tried to explain the complexity of the situation. This isolation makes the manipulation much more effective because you are left alone in the dark with the very person who is causing the harm. Just when you feel you have reached your absolute breaking point, just when you are gathering the strength to walk away, the dynamic shifts again. This is the phase of intermittent reinforcement, and it is the most powerful, addictive tool in their arsenal. Suddenly, they are kind again. They might apologize profusely, buy you a thoughtful gift, or show a genuine glimpse of the person you fell in love with in the very beginning. They might promise that things will finally change, and for a brief, beautiful moment, you believe them. The psychology here is rooted in behavioral conditioning. It is the exact same mechanism that keeps people hooked on gambling. If a reward is unpredictable, the brain releases more dopamine in anticipation of it, creating a powerful chemical addiction. By mixing moments of cruelty and neglect with occasional unpredictable moments of warmth, they create a trauma bond. You stay because you are chasing the high of those good moments, desperately hoping to make them permanent. The effect this has on you is devastating confusion. Your mind is constantly at war with itself. One part of you knows you are being hurt and devalued, while another part holds tightly onto the hope that the good version of them is the real one. This cycle keeps you trapped, draining your energy and making it incredibly difficult to leave, because you are not just fighting the abuse, you are fighting your own hope. It is crucial to understand and internalize that none of this was a reflection of your actual worth. You were not broken because you were inherently flawed. You were targeted because you possessed qualities they deeply lacked. Your empathy, your willingness to work on the relationship, and your vast capacity for love were exactly what made you a viable target. They needed someone who would try, someone who would absorb the blame, and someone who would stay long enough to provide the emotional supply they craved to feel alive. When you tried to set a healthy boundary, they escalated their efforts to break you, because a boundary is a direct, undeniable challenge to their control. To them, your independence was an insult to their authority. But the truth remains simple and absolute. Their reaction to your boundaries is a testament to their dysfunction, not a measure of your value. You cannot fix someone who is deeply committed to misunderstanding you. You cannot love someone into healing if they refuse to look at their own behavior. The breaking they attempted was never about making you a better person. It was about making you smaller, quieter, and easier to manage. Healing begins the exact moment you shift your focus from trying to understand them to understanding yourself. It starts with recognizing the pattern. When you can look back objectively and see the cycle of idealization, devaluation, and intermittent reinforcement for what it truly is, it loses its psychological power over you. You stop asking, "Why did they do this to me?" And you start recognizing, this is what they do to everyone who gets close to them. This shift in perspective is incredibly liberating. It allows you to step back emotionally and gain distance. You begin to see their outbursts, their silent treatments, and their manipulations not as personal attacks on your character, but as predictable, automatic symptoms of their own internal disorder. Gaining this clarity does not happen overnight. It requires patience, self-compassion, and a willingness to sit with the discomfort of the truth. But as you step back, You create a vital space between their actions and your reaction. In that space, you find your true power. You realize that you do not have to engage in their chaos. You do not have to endlessly defend yourself against false accusations. You can simply observe, acknowledge the reality of the situation, and choose not to participate in the drama. This brings us to the absolute foundation of your empowerment: boundaries and calm detachment. A boundary is not a threat, a punishment, or an attempt to control the other person. It is a clear, firm statement of what you will and will not tolerate for your own well-being. It is saying, I will not engage in conversations where I am yelled at, or I will not accept blame for things I did not do. The key to successfully enforcing a boundary is calm detachment. When you stop reacting emotionally to their provocations, you remove the fuel they need to keep the conflict going. They may try to escalate their behavior, push your buttons, or create a crisis to get a reaction out of you. But if you remain grounded and refuse to engage, their tactics will eventually fall flat. This is not about playing games, giving them the silent treatment, or trying to manipulate them back. It is strictly about protecting your peace. Self-respect means prioritizing your mental and emotional health over the illusion of keeping the peace with someone who thrives on chaos. It means accepting that you cannot control their behavior, but you have absolute, unshakable control over your own. You have the right to walk away from any situation that diminishes your spirit. You have the right to protect your energy. As you move forward, the goal is not to become cold, cynical, or hardened. The goal is to reclaim the warmth, openness, and trust that you had to suppress in order to survive the relationship. Healing is the active process of rebuilding trust in yourself. It is learning to listen to your intuition again, that quiet, steady voice inside you that knew something was wrong long before your mind could logically articulate it. It is forgiving yourself for staying, for hoping, and for trying so hard to make it work against all odds. You did the absolute best you could with the information, emotional resources, and hope you had at the time. Now, you have new information. You have clarity. And with that clarity comes the quiet strength to build a life that is deeply aligned with your true values. Peace is not the absence of all conflict in the world. It is the presence of self-respect within yourself. It is waking up and knowing that you are safe within your own mind. You are no longer defined by their false narrative. You are no longer carrying the heavy weight of their unresolved issues. You are whole. You are capable. And you are moving forward into a future where your peace is completely non-negotiable. Take a deep breath. You have survived the storm, and now it is finally time to step into the calm.